Hello, lovelies. I hope all is well with you. It has been a hot minute since we have connected this way via the interwebs, but I'm so happy to be back with you. And today I am sharing all of our so far curriculum picks for the 22-23 school year for language arts. I would do it all, but this video is going to be super long, and this is probably going to be the longest video. So I've got a basket right here. We're not going to go in any particular order, so get settled, grab you a cup of whatever, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so probably about 2-ish months ago, I had this grand idea that I wanted a very diverse and extremely comprehensive literature, language arts curriculum for James. And I was just like, I don't know if we're going to do the last level of all about reading. And I was just explaining this to a friend, and James overheard me and was just like, what? That's my favorite thing. I love all about reading. Why would we not do that? Okay, I didn't know we were that attached. I understood we enjoyed it. I just didn't know it was, a relationship there. It is. So that has been ordered and is on its way. But it also got me thinking, right? Because while James is intellectually and academically advanced, put that in quotes, he is still a super young 7-year-old, and we have a very long time to do a super comprehensive literature-based curriculum, right? So why not just get back to the basics, right? So that's what we are going to do for him. So I found this book, Black Boy Joy, okay, and a 17 stories celebrating Black boyhood. And what we will do is we will read this together. He might read some by himself, read some together, read it each story a few times, and we will talk about things like character, plot, setting, themes, all of that jazz, things that I kind of feel like will be needed to succeed in a super literature-based curriculum, okay? Keep this in mind because we're going to come back to this, okay? So hold that in your heart, all right? Second thing, and I can't remember if I showed this last year or not. It might have been in a book haul or something. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to be using our reference tools. I feel like that is, I'm not going to say lacking. I feel like it is a skill we need to embark upon really embracing. So we have this. And then also for grammar, this is what we will be using. When I do the video on his morning starters, I will review all of how I felt about easy grammar, and why we are using this with this instead. We'll get back to that, okay? Now, for handwriting, this year we started cursive with Learning Without Tears. We have always used Learning Without Tears. I have not one bad thing to say about that curriculum. We are still going to be using Learning Without Tears. We're just changing up how we're using it. Got it? Okay, here we go. So I found this for him to practice his cursive. And because these are affirmations, these will also boost confidence. They will work in mindfulness, all of that jazz. Now, both of my children had a fine motor delay, and neither of them love handwriting, if you will, right? So I got this for me, so we can all do handwriting together. I got that idea from Chelsea at Let's Play School, and we're just gonna do handwriting all together. And in fact, I got, one second, let me find it. Okay, I got this It's the School Nest Primary Copywork Notebook, and it's literally just that. Sheets of lined paper. And I'm going to copy the affirmations in print, or even just some words for Jude. So we will all be doing similar handwriting together. It'll be a family event, okay? Back to referencing and skills that we need. Going to be breaking out dictionary, getting some alphabetical order, how things have more than one definition, tenses, all of that stuff. We're going to be exploring it in here, okay? This is what I mean about, like, when I realized that literature-based curriculum was probably a little bit too much right now, there were a lot of other bricks we could add to the really good foundation for us to be successful in a literature curriculum. Side note, I'm coming to you in front of our new literacy shelves. The shelf itself I brought from another room out here, so it's like new to this space, and the items on here are not new, but I want y'all to see what we have as far as like manipulatives. So in addition to the grammar that I showed you before, we have Montessori grammar here for both of them, that we will be interworking as well. So in addition to those copywork notebooks, we have chalkboards, and we have these not Etch-a-Sketch, they're like drawing tablets, and then we also have the LCD writing tablets as well. So we'll just be using a lot of what we have and getting, like I said, just the best bricks for a really, 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 really good foundation. I am looking at next year kind of like a gap year, almost. Like, we are filling in all of the cracks, making sure there are no loose bricks or chipped bricks or anything like that, so we can build up ahead. Moving on. Okay, listen, I cannot explain to you how excited I am about what I'm about to show you. Y'all, look at these highlighters. I still remember when I got my first highlighter in the 3rd grade. It was a special moment for me. So the fact that my child has this set of highlighters, I'm beyond thrilled. And he will mostly use them for this. So this is vocabulary building word search puzzles. And how can I say this? I also had great plans about a vocabulary curriculum. And the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I looked at it, I said, this is a lot of work. And I would have to do a lot to make it like really, really fun. And then also integrate it into the way that like we learn in all of our other language arts materials, right? And so I was just like, wait a minute. I have a lot of things that we can use. So I grabbed this, right? Okay. It is exactly what it says. It's lots of crosswords, right? And the print is pretty big too. I don't know if you can see it compared to my face. And what we're going to do, right? Because there are some words that no one knows what in this house, what they mean. What we will do, so if he finds them here, we will write out the ones he doesn't know, and we will work on those with whoop, 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 this. If y'all have not discovered School Nest, highly recommend that you do. Okay, so this is their vocabulary notebook. And all right, so you have the word, definition, okay, and then you put the definition in your own words, okay? Draw the word, use it in a sentence, copy work, word study, synonyms, antonyms, example, non-example, all of that. And to me, this one page about a word and how we can use it is a lot more our style. And it can be integrated in so many other things and other ways. And I think we can also do that for like when we're reading and words we come across in a book that they may not know the definition to, and we could talk about context clues and all of that jazz. So to go with that, we also have word roots beginning here, and it's literally just that, okay? It's prefixes and roots at all of that jazz. I don't know that we would like do this in order or work it through like a workbook. We may just use it more as a reference, but we have it, okay? Then I also have this, banish boring words, okay? So sorry guys. All right, so movements, right? You have all of these different synonyms in other words that you can use for it. So we can use that as well. Okay, so just to catch y'all up, we covered vocabulary. Oh wait, hold on. Vocabulary, handwriting, and grammar, okay? Move that to the side. All right, for spelling, we are, see, and I did say that for reading, we are doing all about reading level 4. It is on the way. So we have all about spelling level 2. I know you can't tell. I did buy this used, but like it was brand new. So we have all of the things for that I will prep momentarily. And we are also going to get well into writing this year. And that is why we're doing so much with character development and vocabulary. I'm sure y'all can hear my children in the background. Shocker. They live here. It happens. Y'all also heard the Instant Pot going. This is real life. It's me multitasking. Okay. So I then got this, okay, Young and Brilliant Creative Writing for Critical Thinkers, okay? So, and it is simple in concept, but it's gonna kind of be elite for my James, and let me explain why. So, idea name. If you wrote a book for other children to read, what would it be about? And it is just a little bit of lines, okay? Because I feel like when you see things where it's like a page of lines, it's really intimidating. You gotta figure it out and all of that stuff. And then it's like, what would you need to write your book? So this would be like 2 days, maybe even like 2 weeks, depending on how, it works. And then you have space to illustrate it as well. So the way James's brain works, it is very hard for him to not be in actual reality and deal with facts. So getting creative and thinking outside of what our realm is difficult for him. So that is why we are jumping a lot more into creative writing. I also have these books, Tell Me a Story and Story Path. So choose a path, tell a story, just so we can see different ways that they can read and sound and how stories work and all of that jazz. I also have story cubes, let your imagination roll wild, 9 cubes, 54 images, 10 million combinations, infinite stories. This is by Game Right, okay? And it looks kind of like die, but without the numbers on them, okay? We're going to be using those as well to kind of like think on the spot and figure it out. We also have, I'm pulling off my shelf, we have these. Oh, here we go. We have Roll a Story, right? And we have this game. It's an illiterate twist for kids. Then we also have the Power Pen Reading Comprehension. I know you're like, reading comprehension is not writing. I just kind of feel like the more stories and things we absorb, the more we can work into writing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay. I think that's all for James. So far. Okay, so for Jude, we learned a lot about this year. about how Jude learns and some uniqueness. No, that's not. He learns uniquely. His brain is wired different. And so last year he knew all letters, recognized all letters, write all letters, phonemes, syllables, letter sound association, all of that. So I just assumed we would be like all the way reading by now. We're not. And through some investigative research I'm going to say I'm a seasoned special needs mom, but that doesn't mean that I'm the most seasoned. Okay? All right? Go with me. I am going to try some of these types approaches. And even just talking with him and seeing how his eyes look, how frustrated he gets about the size of letters. I just think this is where we're headed. So we're going to try this and see if that helps. We are also very slowly working through Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, okay? We also have Explode the Code, bringing that back. We love these. And I did say that we are still using Learning Without Tears. Like, again, y'all, it's not going anywhere, okay? We're just trying different things while we still use it, okay? And just a note on that, like, please don't be afraid to use a curriculum in a way that works for you and not how like other people are using it, or things like that, okay? That's enough. We also have this. So I affirm me, the ABCs of inspiration for Black kids. And what I might do, remember I told you about the copy work? We might take some of these from here, but this is really going to reinforce that. I don't know if y'all can see. Okay. So this is really going to reinforce that letter association, and the text is really, 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 really big. So I'm thinking the more we read the same thing over and over again, it'll just help him get more confident as well. Speaking of seeing the same thing over and over again, more confident. When we're throwing in games, sight word bingo. We also have this sight word fishing game that we're going to use. And we have, Ranger Rick, Power Pen, and sight words. And the reason I'm focusing so much on this is because in the small research that I've done, a lot of seeing the same thing over and over again helps. So that's what we're going to do. And then we also have this to focus, but I am actually going to look for some that have a bigger window for the larger print. So if you have any idea about that, drop it in the comments. And then lastly, whenever we get to it, whenever we can, we do have the All About Reading Level 1 readers. We attempted it this year. And like I said, it was just an uphill battle, and I've heard that a lot, but it got to the point where it was just defeating for him before he even started. So we backtracked, we tried different things, and that's really what kind of clued me in to the differences in the way he learns. So that, my loves, is where we are now. And I believe all of that, in collaboration with all of this, is what we will be doing for language arts for James and Jude at their, we'll say, kindergarten-ish and third grade-ish for our, what I'm calling our gap year. Everything that I could have linked is linked below. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop a comment or holler at me at on Instagram. I share lots over there, and then I will also link the videos where I show our like language arts tools and the literacy bin that I made, because a lot of that is in here too. Okay, I'll drop those things below, and if you have any questions, again, just hit me up. Talk to you soon. Bye.